Have you ever wondered why most people never achieve true wealth, despite working tirelessly their entire lives? I'm Edward, and today you're about to uncover the shocking truth behind why most people will never get rich, and how you can avoid falling into the same trap. Let me ask you this. What do you think separates the wealthy from everyone else? Is it luck, talent, or maybe just being born into the right family? Well, here's something that might surprise you. Studies have shown it isn't any of these things. Instead, the reason most people never become rich is something much simpler and far more surprising. The truth is, most people subconsciously hold beliefs and habits that actually repel money and success. But what exactly are these hidden beliefs, and how can you identify if you have them? I'll reveal this shortly, but first, let's talk about one major misconception that's stopping millions from ever becoming wealthy. Have you ever thought, if I could just make more money, I'd finally get rich? It sounds logical, right? But here's the twist. It's completely wrong. The problem isn't how much you earn, it's how you think about and manage what you have. In fact, research shows that nearly 70% of lottery winners end up broke within 5 years. If simply having more money was the solution, this wouldn't happen. So, what's really going on here? To truly understand this, let's look at the first shocking reason most people will never get rich. They spend money to appear wealthy rather than to build real wealth. Think about this. How many people do you know who buy fancy cars, designer clothes, and expensive gadgets just to impress others even though they're secretly drowning in debt? Why do so many people fall into this trap? Here's the hard truth. Society conditions us to associate status symbols with success, but in reality, these superficial things often create the exact opposite: financial struggle. If you're spending your money to impress others, you're actively sabotaging your chances of becoming truly wealthy. So, what should you do instead? I'll reveal that shortly, but first, consider this. Another huge reason most people never become wealthy is because they have a poor person's mindset, even if their income says otherwise. Now, what exactly does that mean? A poor person's mindset sees money as something scarce, hard to obtain, and even harder to keep. They constantly worry about money, rarely invest, and almost never take calculated risks. This mindset makes them fearful, hesitant, and stuck in the same financial cycle year after year. On the other hand, wealthy people have an abundance mindset. They view money as a tool for creating more value and opportunities. They're not afraid to invest in themselves or take calculated risks because they believe more money is always available. But how exactly do you shift from a scarcity mindset to an abundance mindset, especially if you've thought a certain way your entire life? Before we dive into exactly how you can change your mindset, here's another shocking reality. Most people think becoming rich is complicated, but here's the truth. It's not. Building wealth is surprisingly simple, but most people never achieve it because simple doesn't mean easy. Think of it like this: losing weight is simple. Eat healthier and exercise more. But that doesn't mean it's easy. The same goes for becoming wealthy. But if building wealth is simple, why do so many people fail at it? Here's where it gets interesting. The real issue isn't lack of information, it's lack of discipline and consistency. Most people know exactly what they need to do, they just don't consistently do it. They spend impulsively, ignore budgeting, and rarely invest in their future. So what's the secret to finally overcoming these self-sabotaging habits? I'll give you practical steps for mastering financial discipline shortly, but first, imagine this. What if every financial decision you made automatically brought you closer to wealth instead of further away? Imagine waking up without financial stress, confident in your ability to build real, lasting wealth. How different would your life be? Here's a fascinating fact. Wealthy people think differently about money in a specific way that you can learn. Psychologists call this money consciousness, and it's the ability to make smart financial choices subconsciously. But how do you actually develop this money consciousness, and why is it crucial for wealth building? The good news is, anyone can develop it, regardless of their current income or financial history. But first, you need to break free from one of the most damaging financial myths holding you back. I just need one big break. Here's the truth. Real wealth isn't built through luck or one-time windfalls. It's built slowly and deliberately through consistent actions and smart choices. But what exactly are those actions and how can you start implementing them immediately? In just a moment, I'll reveal the exact steps you need to take to break free from these hidden financial traps and finally put yourself on the path to real, lasting wealth. Because the truth is, you have far more control over your financial future than you might think. And what you're about to learn next can truly change your life forever. Here's the reality. Most people never build wealth because they wait for the perfect moment to start. But perfection never arrives, and waiting only guarantees missed opportunities. So how exactly do you overcome the habit of waiting and start taking immediate action? First, understand that wealth building is a marathon, not a sprint. Start small, start now, and adjust as you go. For instance, if investing feels intimidating, begin by investing a tiny amount each month. Just enough to build the habit. Soon, that small step will snowball into massive results. But there's another crucial reason most people stay broke. They underestimate the power of financial literacy. Let me ask you this. How many hours do you spend each week watching Netflix or scrolling social media? Now imagine dedicating just half of that time to learning about money management and investing. How quickly could your financial situation transform? Here's what's fascinating. Studies show that wealthy people spend significantly more time educating themselves financially compared to the average person. They're constantly learning new strategies, reading books, attending seminars, or following experts. Knowledge isn't just power, it's money. So how can you start building your financial education practically? Commit to just 30 minutes a day to learn something new about money. It might be as simple as reading a chapter of a financial book, watching educational videos, or taking an online course. The key is consistency. Just imagine the advantage you'll gain after a few months of dedicated learning. But there's something else critical you need to know. Most people fail to become wealthy because they rely entirely on earned income. If your only source of money is trading your time for dollars, you'll never achieve true financial freedom. Why? Because your time is limited, but your expenses aren't. The moment you stop working, the money stops flowing. So, what's the solution? You need to focus on creating passive income streams. Imagine earning money while you sleep or vacation. Sounds too good to be true, right? But the wealthy do this all the time through investments, rental properties, online businesses, or dividends. The question is, how can you create passive income even if you're starting from scratch? Start by researching passive income opportunities that resonate with you. Investing in stocks, creating digital products, or renting out spare space. The crucial step is taking action. Even small investments made consistently over time can lead to significant passive income streams. Now, let's talk about another uncomfortable truth keeping most people from becoming rich. They surround themselves with the wrong people. Research shows your financial success is heavily influenced by your social circle. If your closest friends constantly overspend, complain about money, or never discuss investments or financial growth, guess what? You'll likely adopt those same habits. So how can you change your circle without losing friends? You don't have to abandon relationships, just expand your circle intentionally. Join communities, online groups, or local meetups focused on financial growth and investing. Being around people who actively build wealth naturally influences your mindset and habits. Imagine how your life could transform simply by spending more time around financially successful people. But here's the final and perhaps most surprising reason. Most people never get rich. They don't have a clear financial vision. If you ask the average person their financial goal, they'll vaguely answer, "I want more money." But more money isn't a goal, it's a wish. Wealthy people have incredibly clear, detailed financial goals, and they create actionable plans to reach them. So ask yourself, what does your ideal financial future look like exactly? What's your specific net worth goal? How much passive income do you need per month? By when do you want financial independence? Without clear goals, your brain doesn't know what to aim for. But the moment you get crystal clear, Your subconscious begins actively seeking opportunities aligned with your vision. Here's what you need to do next. Take a moment right now, grab a piece of paper, and write down a specific, measurable financial goal you'd love to achieve. Make it ambitious yet realistic. Then, list 3 immediate actions you can take this week to start moving toward that goal. These small steps create momentum, and momentum leads to unstoppable financial growth. Picture yourself finally free from financial stress, confidently managing multiple streams of passive income, surrounded by supportive people who inspire your growth. That's not just a fantasy, it's entirely possible when you understand and avoid these common wealth-blocking traps. The shocking truth is simple. Most people never get rich because they keep doing exactly what everyone else does. But you're not most people. Now that you understand what's truly holding you back, you have the power to choose differently. Your financial future is entirely in your hands. The question now is, what will you choose? Will you continue down the path of financial struggle, or will you finally commit to breaking free, building wealth, and creating the abundant life you truly deserve? The decision you make right now could be the most important choice of your entire life.